Hi, today I want to talk to you about whether or not you should go with em- employee assistance programs. Today I want to talk to you about whether or not you should go with employee assistance programs or go on insurance panels. And sometimes the insurance panels are actually a blend of regular insurance and employee assistance programs. So which is better? Or which one should you choose? Well, that really depends on who you want to work with. It depends on what issues you want to cover. And if you want to be an in-house provider to an employee assistance program, or you just want to run your private practice and have people from different employee assistance programs come to you, or just have the insurance panels only and work directly with the insurances and not employee assistance programs. There's going to be some key decisions and questions that you're going to have to ask. One of them will be, how many insurance panels should you be on? And part of answering that question is really deciding how much paperwork do you want to do? How many different programs do you want to log into in order to get your clients, get paid, and process claims? Because the more panels that you're assigned to, the more paperwork that you're going to have to do. And every insurance company has a different way of operating. So one may require paper claims, and the other one may require for you to use one particular software. And then there are some software that's available where several insurance panels are on that software. And then depending on what you're using, some charge and some don't. And so it's really important to decide how much paperwork do you want, where do you want your clients to come from, who do you want to serve, and how much administrative time do you want to take out to do that. Now, if you have a billing service that you pay, most billing services charge a percentage off the top for whatever the fee is for seeing that client. And so that will come out way before you get a check for the amount that is left over that is agreed upon. And so a billing service can take care of that for you. The difference is the billing services will charge you to get on the panel, and then they'll charge you when they do the billing every time you see a client. And so if you want to manage your own billing, there's going to be added time to do the billing and do the paperwork, the more insurance panels that you have. Now, there's nothing that says that you can't start out with a few insurance panels and increase as you go along, depending on your availability, your capacity, and how much time or resources you have to put into doing the billing for these different panels. And you may try some and realize that it's not covering enough for you to continue to operate in business, and you may pare down to just a few that allow you to practice well, but also be able to serve your customers, and they negotiate a fair rate. Now, when you're deciding what panels you want to be on, you want to look at what panels make sense for the area that you're working in. So for the clients you're trying to reach, you want to find out what are the top insurance companies that are being utilized in your area. If you're having a certain type of clientele, they may be part of a union. That union may use one insurance panel versus another. And if that's a large union in your area, you want to make sure that you panel with that union so you can serve more people who are in that area. So in terms of choosing the insurance panels, you want to look at who is it that you want to serve, and do they have access to that panel? And if they have access to that panel, then you want to look at possibly being on that panel as a provider so you can reach your customers and they can reach you. And it also allows for your practice to be fuller because you're having access to more clients being part of that panel. So depending on how full you want your practice to be, will determine if you're going to apply to one or several panels. And that's something you can decide slowly, or you can decide in the beginning of starting your private practice. So you're going to have questions like, well, is it going to be easy or hard to get reimbursed by the insurance company? Is it how much paperwork are they going to have? What's the learning curve in terms of getting used to that insurance panel and submitting their paperwork? But all of those questions will be answered as you put in the application for the insurance panel, and as they go back and forth with looking at your documentation. And then they'll send you a contract where you'll be able to see what's required, how much they're going to reimburse you. And most insurance panels will have someone that you can contact in their customer service to get training on how to use their platform, and also just to help answer the questions that you may have as a provider. If you don't have a billing service that's doing this for you, it is available by the insurance companies. They want to make sure that you follow the rules, that you succeed, and they want to help you be able to reach their customers, because their customers are expecting that they'll have the medical access that they need, and that's why they pay for the insurance. So everyone wants you to be successful, and they're in it to help you to build a successful private practice. Now, the difference with employee assistance programs varies so much that I'm going to do a separate video just covering the employee assistance programs. But in this video, I want to talk about the slight differences. So with an employee assistance program, oftentimes the paperwork involved is a lot less than if you're just offering therapy services on a regular insurance panel. The employee assistance programs are really designed to help the employees within that company when they're dealing with a crisis, but that can be resolved within a few sessions. It's not designed for long-term diagnosable conditions. It's usually designed to help when someone is dealing with marital issues, issues with their spouse, issues with their children, issues that can be resolved in a few sessions, but once that's resolved, allows them to return to work and continue to have a successful career with that employer. And so it's not designed necessarily for the long-term diagnosis or the major diagnosis, but it is designed to be a crisis intervention tool, a limited kind of therapy tool. And usually the reimbursements for the employee assistance programs are a lot less than the reimbursements for just regular therapy through the insurance panel. But you'll have to check with the insurance panels that you choose to sign up with to see what the reimbursement is, what the paperwork is like. But there's some benefits definitely for the employees in that some employee assistance programs are in-house, and so you would go to them. Some employee assistance programs pay for the client to come to you, and they're not located in-house, but they're made so that they're very convenient for the client and very convenient for you in terms of the amount of paperwork that you have to do. So if your client is not coming through a regular insurance panel medical need, and they're coming through the employee assistance, that's usually not going to require further referrals or long-term services. Now, if they require a higher diagnosis, further research, if they have a long-term diagnosis or they require additional services, then most likely they're going to come through the regular way of coming to therapy and not necessarily using the employee assistance programs. In the employee assistance programs, once it's a diagnosable condition, then most of the time it's elevated. Now, some insurance panels offer both. They have both the employee assistance program and some insurances offer both. They have both the employee assistance program and regular behavioral health therapy services offered on that panel. And so the employee can choose which avenue they want to come for services. Usually through the employee assistance program, that employee is actually referred from their HR department to use the employee assistance program, or they get the phone number from their HR and they call and they schedule. And so the process is slightly different with how they get to you. With employee assistance, it's usually an internal process of them getting to you. And then if they're coming through you by just looking up the providers in their area based on their insurance, they'll be calling you directly in your private practice. But both ways, you're allowed to service and care for and assist clients. So this is just a reminder that you don't have to be an all or one thing kind of practice, that you can have a blend of both I work with some employee assistance programs, and I work with regular insurance panels offering services. The key is that we want to be out there and we want to reach our clientele. We want to help improve their lives, provide them a much needed service, and see this world have better mental health services all over. So I just want to encourage you to go out there, build your dream, do the research, do the work, because your client is waiting to meet you. And you have the ability to help them through tough times, help them to solve the stress that they're facing. And I just encourage you to go out there and build your private practice today. Thank you for joining me. My name is Gessy Martinez, author, therapist, and coach, helping you to live your dream and build your private practice. Thank you.